Welcome to the Growth Lab, where business ambition meets motherhood. I'm Luba, a mom of three, a self-made millionaire, speech-language pathologist, and founder of 2 clinics in sensory play gyms and a mobile therapy bus unit. Join me each week as we dive into what it takes to grow successful business, balance family, and create real impact. I'll share my hard-won insights and bring on inspiring entrepreneurs with stories you won't want to miss. Let's turn dreams into action, build with purpose, and thrive on our own terms. Welcome to the Growth Lab. Let's build, scale, and thrive together. Let's get this party started. This episode is sponsored by Kidology Inc., a nationally recognized pediatric therapy provider. Kidology Inc. delivers comprehensive speech, occupational, physical, and behavior therapy services in a multidisciplinary, multilingual setting. With multiple clinic locations, a mobile therapy bus, sensory play gyms, Kidology ensures access to high-quality, personalized care for children of all abilities. Recognized by the Inc. 5000 and the Philadelphia Inquirer as top workplace and industry leader, Kidology Inc. remains committed to innovation, inclusion, and measurable outcomes. To learn more, visit kidologyinc.com or follow Instagram at Kidology Inc. Hey friends, it's Luba here, and today I'm sharing with you something that's fueling me more than any marketing strategy or to-do list, and that's gratitude. Real, deep gratitude for my journey, my team, the messes, the miracles, and all the in-between. This episode is all about how being thankful has literally helped me grow my business. Firstly, I just want to take a second and define gratitude. Gratitude is the conscious practice of noticing, appreciating, and acknowledging the good in your life. Whether it's something big and obvious like a major success or something small and easily overlooked like a kind word or a quiet moment of peace. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a mindset, a way of shifting your attention from what's missing or hard to what's already here and meaningful. Psychologists describe it as both an emotion, like I feel grateful, and a practice. I choose to look for what's good. And here's the powerful part. Gratitude doesn't erase struggle, but it changes how you move through it. It turns challenges into lessons and setbacks into growth and ordinary days into something that you can appreciate. So I really hope that you're going to enjoy this episode because today, to me, gratitude is my business plan. So when I first started Kidology, it was just me. It was this dream. It was an idea. I didn't have an office or a big team. I didn't even have a clear roadmap of what I was going to do. I had no idea. In fact, I was meeting potential hires at the local Starbucks because that's what I could afford. I'd sit there with my laptop, a stack of resumes, and a deep belief that I could build something that was special for kids and families, even though honestly, I was doing everything by myself. At this point, I was the recruiter, the marketer, the scheduler, the speech therapist, the billing department, the janitor. I was everything. I would call myself the walking billboard. I had no safety net. I had no understanding of what was coming, how much was coming. It was all kind of just in existence, and I was just figuring it out as I went. And if I'm being honest, at that point, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself because every little decision felt huge. Every mistake felt like it could break me. It wasn't going anywhere. And I was so focused on making things work that I sometimes rarely stopped to breathe and let alone celebrate anything. And sometimes even today, 10 plus years in, honestly, I forget to celebrate the things all the time. I need to stop and remember that this is a big deal and everything I accomplish and I achieve is worth applause because I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. And it's so easy to forget that because it's just the day to day. I have to stop, breathe, and remember to celebrate the things that come. I really thought gratitude at that point was something that, you could do once you made it or when things got easy.
But here's the shift that changed everything for me. I stopped reserving gratitude for the wins, and I started finding gratitude in everything, even in the hard moments. The ones that stretched me, scared me, and made me question if I was even cut out for this. Because those hard moments, the canceled contracts, the sleepless nights I had, employees who didn't work out or didn't show up after training or whatever the situation was, all the times that I thought I was failing, those were the moments that built me as a leader. They taught me how to solve problems, trust my instincts, and keep going even when the vision felt shaky. Now, when things get messy, I don't spiral the way that I used to. I pause, I take a breath, and I think, this is all part of the build. This is where the magic happens. The gratitude in the hard moments doesn't erase the challenges, but it transforms the way that you move through it all. And I always remember that the one constant is change and that it's a good thing. So gratitude is not just woo-woo. It's actually tactical. Being thankful, it builds trust in teams. It makes clients feel seen. It keeps you anchored during uncertainty. Let me share a real moment that reminded me how powerful simple gratitude can be. A few years ago, one of my team members, someone who worked behind the scenes in operations, had been quietly holding everything together during a chaotic growth period. I mean, no complaints, no spotlight. She was just getting things done. And one Friday night, I sent a voice note to her. It was no task, no questions. It was just, hey, I wanted to let you know that I see you. I know this week was so crazy, but the way that you handled it, you were calm, you were organized, solution oriented. And that's what keeps this business strong. And I couldn't do it without you. And Monday morning, she showed up with tears in her eyes. And she said, I've worked at 3 different companies and not once has anyone told me something like that. I've never felt so valued. And guess what? That single moment changed how she showed up. She was more confident, more vocal, more invested. And you don't always need bonuses or promotions to retain great people. Sometimes all it takes is real, specific gratitude. If you find your people, the ones that you see a twinkle of you inside of them, or who get your bigger message, please don't forget those people. They care about you and your mission. And that is a huge area to have gratitude. Because remember, no one owes you anything. And if there's someone out there who's willing, and obviously it's a job and they're paid, but there's people out there that it's more than a job for. And you have to be grateful for those people. I've had clients who have nearly walked away, not because we weren't doing great work, but simply because they didn't feel appreciated. A quick handwritten note, or even just saying to them, thank you for trusting us with your child's care, that matters. Or greeting them in the hallway with a big smile when you see them and taking a few minutes to chat, that matters because we're all human. We all want to feel seen. And in business, that acknowledgement is not just kind, it's also very smart. And if you really want your clientele or your staff to feel gratitude for your company as well, you need to be able to remember them as people first. Let's be honest, entrepreneurship is exhausting. Some days you feel unstoppable, and other days you question everything. And that's why I treat gratitude like an energy reset. It helps me ground myself when things feel chaotic. It lifts me up when I'm running on fumes. I've tried to start incorporating gratitude rituals over the years because everyone says journaling in the morning is so amazing. Write down all the things you're grateful for. But to be honest with you all, I just can't seem to get into the flow of those things just yet. I've tried, but it hasn't felt like the right thing for me at this point. I have small kids, and I'm running around in the morning. I don't have time to wake up and hang out with my journal and think. It's just that's not the time for me. And this hasn't been the way that I've been able to, list my gratitude. But what does feel natural for me is prayer and conversation, a lot of conversation. I pray quietly to myself. I talk to my mom. I ask her for guidance from the heavens above. I think a lot. I get lost in my own thoughts. I think a lot. And that's kind of my own journaling. my gratitude doesn't usually land on a page. It lives in my thoughts, in my conversations with God, in conversations with people, my family, and also in the way I reach out to others. So if you know me, you know I leave about 9 million voice notes to everyone, whether it's staff, friends, family, and I'm constantly talking to my team, to my friends, to all my people. And it's not always just about business. It's how I express appreciation, encouragement, and connection in real time. I'm just an on-the-go type of person. And sometimes rather than picking up the phone or sending a long text, I really like the voice note. I'm also really working on ending my weeks with an intentional gratitude review and asking and sitting with myself and looking back at everything that happened, even all the stressful stuff, and saying, okay, wow, let's look at what we built. Let's look at who showed up, and let's look at how far we've come. This year, during the high holidays, something shifted for me. And usually I pray for things, guidance, protection, clarity. But this time I found myself also saying, thank you. Thank you for what's already here, for the challenges that made me stronger, for the people in my life. That felt new and grounding in a way I actually didn't expect. And it was just a new experience for me. And I really enjoyed incorporating that gratitude in a time of prayer. So gratitude doesn't have to look like a perfectly curated practice. For me, like I said, it's prayer, it's reflection, it's talking, and sometimes it's messy and in the moment, but it's real. And it's really been life-changing. So try to focus on simply taking inventory of what's working for you. This will get you back into that high frequency energy. And from that high frequency energy place, you can create better content, lead your teams more clearly, and magnetize the right people. Gratitude keeps me out of survival mode and in expansion mode. And it reminds me why I started. So when you focus on what's flowing, more things will begin to flow. Believe me, you should try it. I also used to really dread certain client emails. Like sometimes it's really hard. People come, they complain, they question things, your policies, the reschedules, they challenge your work. I would need to vent. I would feel defeated and I would spiral me into some self-doubt. But then one day I decided to flip that. I asked myself, what is this moment teaching me? That difficult client, they taught me to tighten my systems, to communicate boundaries, to clarify expectations up front. It actually made me better. And get this, some of those clients, they ended up referring other people. They really just needed to feel heard. And it doesn't mean they were leaving or had bad thoughts about the company, but those questions actually made me do better. I began writing things down to them. Thank you for the hard conversations. Thank you for the tough feedback. Thank you for helping me be a better business owner. That mental shift right there, it didn't change just how I felt. It opened the doors to more. It gave me the clarity to improve. It gave me the strength to lead with grace, even under pressure. Gratitude became a filter, not just a feeling. And through that lens, even the toughest parts of this business became gifts to me. So here's a challenge for all of you listening out there. This week, make a gratitude list, but include business-related things, clients, mentors, team members, moments of failure that turned into clarity. Or if you're not talking about business, include things that are surrounding your life, your well-being, whatever it is. You need to ask yourself. And if you do this and you're sharing about it online, please don't forget to tag at the Growth Lab podcast because I would love to hear your experience. If you're looking for more growth, more income, impact, influence, you have to start with gratitude. That's the engine. That's the map. And when you combine the energy with the strategy, you will become unstoppable. So don't forget to like this episode and tune into others by clicking subscribe. I love and appreciate your feedback. Please leave me a comment or any topic that you want to hear about, anyone you would love to hear me interview. And I'm sending you so much love. Thanks for listening. And remember to have gratitude.
This episode is sponsored by Kidology Inc., a nationally recognized pediatric therapy provider. Kidology Inc. delivers comprehensive speech, occupational, physical, and behavior therapy services in a multidisciplinary, multilingual setting. With multiple clinic locations, a mobile therapy bus, sensory play gyms, Kidology ensures access to high-quality, personalized care for children of all abilities. Recognized by the Inc. 5000 and the Philadelphia Inquirer as top workplace and industry leader, Kidology Inc. remains committed to innovation, inclusion, and measurable outcomes. To learn more, visit kidologyinc.com or follow Instagram at Kidology Inc.